Wasn't there something you want to talk to me about on the show? I forgot. Wasn't there?
It was only Nas You Owe Me, but
Oh, that's what. Oh my god.
God, hold on.
You want to talk about this fucking almost 25-year-old song?
Yes. All right. Um, I don't know why I thought of this. I think I saw it was like some girl made a TikTok about it was like video dancers in the 90s. And she was dressed essentially like a video girl in the 90s, doing very basic shimmies and dances. And she was playing Nas You Owe Me on this shit, right?
Uh huh.
This is like 2 weeks ago. So this shit subconsciously got planted. Like, and then you sent me something today that
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was.
You know. Okay. So, did you see the thing I sent after explaining why I sent it to you?
No, I don't think
All
so.
right. So at the boot camp that I go to, at the boot camp gym I go to, uh, I have a friend there that's a wrestling fan. Like she actually, I was wearing a Rey Mysterio shirt at the time. She's like, "Oh, you like wrestling?" I was like, "Yeah." And then she showed me tattoos she had of like Undertaker and Hulk Hogan. I was like, "Oh God, either me and her are gonna be friends, or me and her are not gonna be friends at all." We end up being friends. So she works in TSA. So I see this Instagram video of a woman that goes through the metal detector, and then like the TSA agent was like looked her up and down, and made a face, and then was like, "Hey, go back,"
Mm-hmm.
right? And it was like, but the thing was, the face she made was like you see a fine ass woman, you're like, damn, right? It was like so it looked like the TSA agent on camera was like, saw her and was like, "Hey, go back because I want to take a second look at you." And
I
then
remember that
in the
now. Yeah,
video,
yeah,
and
yeah,
so the
yeah.
video is um so the video is in the background they're playing the You Owe Me or
That's
whatever else.
right.
So I said like I said to you like, "Hey, I just actually just sent this to uh my TSA homegirl and be like, "Hey, don't let me find out you out here sending them back to take a second look." And she laughed. But yeah, that was the gist of it.
Okay, so that video I watched, and I think of why I was thinking about You Owe Me the other week, and then I watched the video to this today,
The video, oh god, okay.
and I don't think Jay Z went hard enough on Nas for this. You Owe Me is quite possible, and Nas has a couple like very bad songs. This song right here is one of the worst rap songs of all time.
One of the worst rap songs of all time. You going
Awful.
that far?
Awful. I want Nasir Jones, Elgin Lumpkin, and Timothy Mosley thrown under the jail for letting this out the studio. Like retroactively, they got to serve some time for this. Um, I mean, just like whoever wrote this chorus, I don't know who did. There's somebody else on the credits. Stephen Garrett, Y Pickens.
Stephen Garrett, not Sean Garrett?
Yeah, Stephen Garrett.
Okay.
So if y'all never heard Nas You Owe Me, pause this podcast, listen to it, come back. And then think about it. It sounds real nice. You know, the beat is like, you know, it's nice and bouncy and it sounds like a club track, whatever. But then you listen to like what they're saying, right? Genuine goes, "Shorty, say what's your price? Just to back it up, you can hold my ice. Now let's say you owe me something. You owe me back like you pay your tax." This is Nas that comes in. Owe me
Yeah.
back like 40 acres to blacks. Shit. Pay me back when you shake it like that. And then they repeat that again.
Yeah.
And then I'm not gonna go through the absurdness of the Nas lyrics and all this
No,
shit
just
because
get to the genuine shit, and
that's where I'm
yeah, how
going.
you no get to the genuine bridge because here's the thing, this thing y'all don't know about One Nation Radio listeners or viewers, whatever else. Rich every blue moon at random will start singing this part, and it fucking cracks me up every goddamn time. So go ahead, hit it.
Static Major wrote the hook. Oh, okay.
Oh
So,
God.
all right,
R.I.P. I guess.
look, we can't send him to
We're
jail.
not.
Look, we can't send him to jail. But hey, you know,
Hey, look. I'll say this. He co-wrote Pony, right? So it's like
sometimes
there's some good. There's sometimes some bad. Sometimes some good.
so this man Genuine. Remember they have this part where they're talking about the slavery and owe me back like 40 acres for black.
Right.
So
Right.
like
Right. Right.
Genuine comes on the bridge of the song. He's like, I put the shackles on your feet. You owe me something. You owe me shackles on your feet. You owe Nas. I think you owe me some. You're Genuine. You're Timberland. You owe. And I, this is diabolical. Like,
Oh my God.
I heard. I remember hearing this song as a kid.
No, Brewhaven's asking. Wait, he's like, oh wait, oh, in a sexual way or in a money way? No, no, no. The hook is he's saying, hey, what's your price?
I'll buy you.
Just to back it up, you can hold my ice. Now let's say you owe me something. It's a quid pro quo. This for that. It's literally I'm tricking off my diamonds.
You can hold my chain.
Yes, if you back it up. Yes, it's literally that. Nasir, yes.
This is
him.
one of the most absurd songs. Like, just when you break it down on a granular level, this is what they're talking about. And then, like, you know, Nas was who convinced, like, because it's like, all right, did Nas want to do this? The record label was like, "Hey man, we got Timberland for you, man. You got to get in the club, Nas. They tired of like we tired of telling you that you need a dictionary to listen to Nas."
My fucking headphones. My fucking headphones are plugged laughing at this shit. Hold on, bitch. Alright, wait. Sorry, start again. You got me fucked up over here so bad.
They were like, "Hey man, we got Timberland. We need to get you in the club, Nas.
We gotta get you in the club. So let's go ahead and say that you finish trick off diamonds to get a woman to into bed. Okay.
So now knowing that Static Major wrote this hook,
That don't make it no better.
I'm assuming that they came to Nas with the concept.
The song was already made.
All he had to do was fill verses in, and it was like, "Hey, I'll sing this. We'll put Genuine on it." And because he's bubbling and he's got something going, but they presented Nas with this, and then Nas sat there and was like,
"Yeah,
he's like, they've been telling me they need a dictionary to understand me. The mafioso thing didn't quite work, so fuck it. Like, they selling records now with all this bullshit, quote unquote. I'll do it." And then he proceeds to write these rhymes around Shorty backing it up and holding the ice. In the shackles going on.
Possibly.
On
That's
the
a
feet.
theory.
Yes.
That's a theory.
This man's talking about buying the whole hood in this. This man's talking about the Bentleys and Minks, the corners of the blocks. This man said the cops felt this shit, James. This is cop music, cop friendly music in that first verse. Yeah, I'm glad you bring that up, Beast Move. So this album, I believe this was on Nostradamus, if I'm not mistaken. He did the song. He owed the label an album because I Am That release was double album. It was bootleg. Yeah. Nostradamus got leaked to hell. I remember that. And then they put that shit back together, and it was like, you need the single, dog. Like, yeah, just go listen to the track. This whole
thing.
Wait, you
the shit that was on Lost Tapes?
I think some of that was on Lost Tapes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's a lot, man. Next time we'll break down the third verse of I Can.
Oh fuck. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go through old 90s Nas. or 2000s Nas.
There's somebody that listens to this that Nas is their favorite rapper, and they're like, "This is bullshit. This is bullshit."
But here's the thing, it ain't just Nas. You can do this with almost virtually any rapper from back then.
It's so
Virtually any of
funny.
them.
It's so funny. It was like this is so. This shit sticks out like a sore thumb in the Nas discography. However, there are a couple Nas songs where it's like, and J. Cole is like this too,
Yep.
where it's
Oh my
like,
God, no role models is oh my God,
it's like this very regressive, like, it's like, hey man, this person is not as smart as like they're being upheld to be,
brother.
and a
Bro,
lot of
no
this is not.
yeah, yeah. And keep in mind, like these, I'm not knocking these songs as far as like whether or not they win or not. These songs went, but like because no role models went. You owe me, you absolutely went, right? But no role models, like, how can you make this song? How can anyone make a song like this and then you can and then like try to say like I don't hate women slash I don't hate black women.
That's tough.
Go through them lyrics on no role models.
Like, I wonder if he's ever like been at, you know, he doesn't really do tons of interviews or anything like this, but like, so when you carry these reputations, it's like
I hate modern day black women. That is what that song that is what the lyrics to that song say.
Maybe it's an age thing.
It's
Like,
it's unambiguous.
I was like, maybe it's an
And then
age
pines
thing.
for women that were older that were an age older than him.
Yeah.
Like Sade and Neil Long.
Right.
And it's like
let's see.
it's like the J. Cole of their era would have said the same thing and would have said my only regret is too young for
Natalie Cole or some shit like that.
Or Pam Grier.
Pam
Yeah,
Grier,
you know what I'm saying?
So it's the idolization and shit. All right, so Nas was 26 when that came out in 99, right?
Nah.
So,
and like Jay-Z said, they call me on Blueprint 2, they call me this misogynist. We're both misogynists, buddy.
that's
We're both misogynists.
that's kind of the, you know, I love rap with all my heart. And even I'm guilty of making songs I look back on where I'm like, yeah, these were I hadn't learned yet, right? I had a song called Good Girl once. Y'all will never hear it. Y'all will never hear it. You will never hear it. I don't know if you heard it before, James, but yeah, you'll never hear it. So, well, yeah, man, it is a lot, especially in the case of Nas, who was always held up as this genius and the opposite of Jay-Z.
Yeah. I don't know how we got a whole segment out of Nas You Owe Me. How do I timestamp this and label this? I don't even know.
Nas You Owe Me discussion?
Nas You Owe Me discussion. All right, y'all. Thanks for listening. This is the end of the show. Be sure to raise
Zekamaki with a good one because they just dropped some lists.
Shit.
Look, I'm gonna make people mad. T.I. is the best Atlanta rapper of all time.
Look, my three favorite rappers of all time are T.I., Jay-Z, and Biggie. And basically, my rank is based on whoever I listened to last, right? That's kind of regard I hold those three in. I think Down 3000 is quite possibly in the discussion for most talented rapper I've ever heard in my life. So for me, Andre being on there, I'm like, if you told me what a list was going to be, I know Andre 3000 is going to be number one on that list, right? So I have no problem with that, right?
It's bullshit though, because
he never made a solo rap album. I get it. Yeah.
No, there's that, and then they separate Outkast. They break up Outkast for these
lists.
Yeah,
I know.
They shouldn't do that.
But I mean, they did that with Migos and they did that with Goody Mob. So it's like, okay, fine.
That's true.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you're going to play that route, fine. Good for you. Because then it makes the list. They did that so they can make the list longer because they couldn't have a hard time trying to get to 50.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, so for me, yeah, cool. I saw Future at number 2 and I saw T.I. number 3, and I was like,
I thought people went crazy.
I was like, okay. Like, if you want to put Future, um, Future deserves to be in the top 10 of that list. Future probably deserves at this point because of how long this run is going. Deserves to be in the top 5 of that list. I ain't gonna argue, right? Um, but there is a weird thing that we have done in the last decade or so with Ti and Ludacris both, where like we pretend like these two were not like if they were not like hip hop heavyweights to where they're quote unquote like aces of rap or what in whatever of the 2000s, they were absolutely like main eventers. Like it's really weird what's happened with that. It feels like it's been this forgotten thing, and I feel like I like I was there, I was around, I remember this. Future has never been considered
like
as
what
big of a
number?
rapper
I was
relative to the rap game as Ti or Ludacris were. Like 2006, they made a fucking movie centered around. They budgeted a movie centered around Ti as a the starting or sorry as the lead actor. They ain't doing that for Nevadius. Not happening. He had the
like
number one album in the world. He had the number one song in the world that was a victory lap on a little flip. Like I'm sorry. Like hell, I remember what was it? Was it Vibe or was it Source? Where they basically went through like rapper of the year, like how like Observer Wrestler of the year. They had a Vibe or Source like rapper of the year. Ti was rapper of the year for 2006 according to them.
yeah,
I don't think we've done necessarily. I don't necessarily think we've done that with Future. In that way. And it was like you only they did it where only one person ever did it 1 year. Like there were rappers that did it multiple years that were on the list for multiple years. It wasn't like that kind of charity type of thing, right? So it's just kind of weird now, like that. Like we just forgot. We're pretending like this stuff never happened. Like
yeah.
I
It's like the ever since streaming came in, it's like bong. Like you just draw a line in the sand, and it's like Ti's career didn't go through streaming,
yeah, cool.
seemingly.
But neither did Andres. So why he's number one?
Dick riders. It's cool to say Andre 3000 is the number one guy or whatever.
No,
It's like
but the thing is,
what
right?
the
Like, if you're going to make okay, so the list for the Atlanta thing was clearly like it's not about who the best rappers are as far as like who made the most hits, who is actually the best rapper as far as the skill of an art of and craft of rapping, and then it's not, and then it's also not like it's just basically like who had the most jams slash slaps. I'm like, are we at the point now where we actually can say that like Future has made more slaps and or more jams that can like quote unquote beat Ti in a versus? I don't think we're there yet. I think that we're at a point now where Future would get out like all but like 4 or 5 people from Atlanta, but I don't think he actually would get out Ti and Ludacris yet. Especially if we start saying, okay, do songs that aren't features are actually your song and your song by yourself.
like I lean towards Ti and all this because he, to me, has engaged with all the ways I would traditionally evaluate a great rapper on. Do you make great songs? Do you make great albums?
Yep.
Have you engaged in battle with somebody? He's got it all covered. None of them other
Mm-hmm.
people do. Like and like he's got a great rap crew that was with him at a certain point. He
Yeah.
put people on.
Yep.
He worked with
Because
all the
Drum's on that list.
he worked with the A list people and held his own. Sold
I
so many
mean, he had.
albums.
I mean, Swag a lot of us. He kicked all 3 of their asses.
Like sold all the albums. Has a huge mixtape catalog of his own. Like
Yep.
for me, this is absurd that Ti got put at number 3.
I thought he was gonna be number 2. So him being number 3 is like, well, the thing that surprised me was who they put at number 2. I just don't think that Future, and this might be a generational thing. I just don't think that Future people like resonate with Future actually in that kind of way outside of being like the songs he's done in these posse cuts with the OVO stuff. I don't like, and even now, like, the 2 albums he dropped this year. Only thing people talking about is like the Kendrick verse on that shit.
Like, what's your favorite Future verse? Like,
And I don't knock his that like he's made a bunch of he's made a bunch of great music, and he's made a couple of great albums, mixtapes, whatever you want to call them, because he don't even know what to call them. No one knows what to call them these days. But I I I have a hard time. I just have a hard time wrapping my head around this a person that I don't think is like a crazy rapper being number 2 on the best rapper of Atlanta verse thing, and I'm just like, I don't think he's out or out hit T.I. or Ludacris, and he damn sure can't out rap him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was upset.
Bro,
with the
like I
Ti
forgot where he
stuff.
put Dro in that thing, but like, bro, young Dro, like look, man, like well, even CeeLo too, like this, like, look, Future, I like Future. Future cannot out rap CeeLo. He cannot out rap Young Dro. There are a bunch, like even like there are a bunch of people he cannot rap on the thing. Like it just came down to who had the most jams, and happened to have made a shit ton of jams. I just don't think that his best 20 songs by himself are better than T.I.'s best 20 songs by himself, or say for Ludacris. I just
Look,
maybe I'm thinking that maybe that shouldn't matter in
look.
that way.
These
Like I'm thinking
these
the versus thing, and then it shouldn't factor into it. I don't know.
these niggas are 3 years of age apart. While Future was stuck in the dungeon, Ti was the number 1 rapper in the world. What the fuck are we talking about, man? Like,
And then like I'm comparing like his best stuff, and I'm like, is his best stuff better than word of mouth? Like is 56 Nights better, or DS2, is that better than word of mouth? I think it might be on par. But like then it's like, all right, does that mean it's as good as King or Paper Trail or trap music? And I'm like, no,
no.
no. What are we doing? I, I mean,
Like,
whatever.
we were like,
And maybe, and look, I could very well just be like, look, man, I'm too old, and therefore there's something I'm missing in why Future resonates with younger people, with whatever else. But I like some of his records. I like enough of his records where I feel like I know his catalog well enough to be like, I don't think I I must be missing something. That and who knows? And all these lists are I forgot who made this list. Who made the list?
Complex.
Okay.
Who knows who's on that and what their backgrounds are? So
I will say this, Future being number 2 is going to get more clicks than T.I. being number 2 at this point in 2024.
yeah, yeah. Somehow they keep breaking Andre 3000 through, and then like leaving Big Boy like just way the fuck like,
Or is he like 8?
it was something like that. It was like, how did you like? I'm like, the guy that actually put the music out, like you punished him. Like, okay,
Right.
all right.
And also like the thing that this is the thing that's weird about that
Oh
about the
man,
when
and
people talk about how
like,
underrated. I think this thing that the thing that gets people in trouble, or I feel like gets people in trouble when they go so hard to like talk about how underrated Big Boy is, when like people give the praise about Outkast or give the praise to Andre without also acknowledging like Big Boy, is that like he did make great albums on his own, right? Like Speaker Box is a great album. The solo one with Shutterbug is a great album. But at the same time, the way that people, it seems like they're protesting too much when they want to be like, don't forget about Big Boy when people are talking about Andre. And like I get it because I love Outkast, but like for me, I thought one was better than the other. While thinking both were fucking incredible, I thought one was better than the other. I thought one was a great rapper, and I thought the other one was one of the greatest rappers I've ever heard. You know what I'm saying? So I
that's why I
think
was saying if they don't separate duos and trios, are Outkast number 1? Yes.
easily, like you get
Like it's either them or Ti. Like
no. I I would argue, me personally, that I don't think that there are 10 rap acts ever that I'll put on a list in front of Outkast. Outkast. So when you break it down to just Atlanta, it's like, yeah, they're number 1. So that's me. right? So like yeah, I think they split up Goody Mob and Migos and Outkast just to try to make it more
Fill out the list.
interesting and get more talk into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know I think that's really what it was. And then it's like I think what they did, what ultimately is kind of like it's kind of like the Texas, Alabama, Florida State 3-4-5 thing, where it's like, okay, we split up Outcasts. They would have been number one if we didn't split them up. Okay, let's okay, so Andre 3000 as a singles rapper versus T.I. and Ludacris and Future as a singles rapper. Oh shit, we fucked up. But we can't not have somebody from Outkast be number one on this single, otherwise our list is invalid from number one. All right, put Andre at one, and then we'll figure it out from there, and we'll put Big Boy, and that's how you end up with that. Whereas like if you didn't fuck around to try to make this more interesting to look at, then you just put Outkast number one and call it a fucking day.
Amazing.